leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World. Today, live from Michigan International Speedway in the Irish Hills, we're standing by for the command to start engines for the champion Sparkplug 400.
Whole new racetrack out there with the reins.
On the pole, his first of the year, Alan Kulwicki from Greenville, Wisconsin in the Xerox Ford, qualifying at 174.982 outside row 1. Seven-time winner here, Bill Elliott from Dawsonville, Georgia in the number 9 Coors Ford. In the second row, it's Ernie Ehrman in the Kodak-Film Oldsmobile number 4. He finished second here in June, and outside row 2 is Sterling Marlin in the Sunoco Oldsmobile car number 94. His best starting position of the year. Inside row 3, current points leader Mark Martin. He's in the Folgers Ford number 6, and then defending race winner and Winston Cup champion Rusty Wallace in the Kodiak Pontiac number 27. Starting 7th, the winner of the race here in June is Dale Earnhardt from Kannapolis, North Carolina, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Outside row number 4 in the Tide Chevrolet number 17, Greg Sachs. This, of course, the car that Darrell Waltrip would normally drive. Ninth starting position goes to Jeff Bodine, who was 3rd here in June. He'll drive the Budweiser Ford number 11. Outside the 5th row from Hueytown, Alabama, is Davey Allison in the Texaco Ford car number 28. He won on this track in 1988. Next, inside row number 6, Harry Gant from Taylorsville, North Carolina in the Food Lion Scholes Oldsmobile number 33. And then Brett Bodine from Chemung, New York in the Quaker State Buick number 26. Derek Cope and Chad Little go in row number 7. The 8th row has Dick Trickle and Dale Jarrett. Row number 9, Bobby Hillen and Kyle Petty. The 10th row, Rick Wilson and Hut Strickland. And as you look at the rest of the starting lineup, I guess you guys have made the big climb up here to the booth. You're a little out of breath, but welcome to the booth after not being here last week at Watkins Glen.
Tell you what, I've made this trip 3 times today. I'm ready to die. Folks, getting to the booth at Michigan International Speedway is a job. Ned, we're going to have to talk about being out on the course here next year.
Well, they have 105 steps to get up here. I counted it several years ago, and it does get you out of breath. I worked on getting myself in condition just to make that climb. But it's good to be back in the booth today, Bob.
We're set for the green flag to field at the end of the backstretch now, headed around.
Bob, there was a lot of discussion as the drivers were being introduced down there today about, did you change your car after yesterday? You know, they had a 100-mile ARCA race here, or a 200-mile, 100-lap ARCA race, and the track was close to race conditions. But all of that rain you mentioned came down this morning and has washed everything off the racetrack, and I expect we'll see some chassis a little out of order.
It's strictly a guessing game right now for these cars to try to determine what is the best chassis setup.
Part of the sellout crowd on its feet, waving the starters as they come down, set for the green flag. Alan Kulwicki has the pole position with Bill Elliott outside, and there's the green. The champion Sparkplug 400 is underway. Is on the move, right behind Harry Gant.
And you say right behind, Bob, you're correct. He was just a few feet away. Now, Harry Gant's put about a car length on him, but he was just a few feet away from him. 150 miles an hour coming off the corner, door handle to door handle.
On the last lap, Bill Elliott ran 171 miles an hour. That means on these straightaways, fellas, he's reaching close to 190 miles an hour.
Cope and Harry Gant racing side by side down the backstretch, suffering any damage of any kind. Here's Kyle Petty.
Boy, Alan Kulwicki continues to go backwards in the Xerox Ford number 7. He's probably running about 17th now.
Kulwicki was the pole sitter of the race and eligible for $15,200 in Unical bonus money. 5th Marlin, and 6th is Greg Sachs in the Tide number 17. Here's a rundown of the top 30 after just 10 laps of this race. Darrell Waltrip hopes to be back in action by Martinsville, at least.
I was just thinking, I bet old DW's back in Franklin, Tennessee, wishing he was in that orange 17.
have the car running good here. I talked to Jeff Hamlin yesterday afternoon. Pleased with the way they got the car to handling. Greg's actually doing a good job driving.
Sterling Marlin, after the 3-car Dale Earnhardt got by him, he's drifted back just a little bit. I think that chassis is not exactly the way he would want it to be.
And he was running in second position when that happened. He's now back to fifth and trying to hold off Greg Sachs. Here is Kyle Petty moving to the inside of Dale Jarrett as those two go at it.
Kyle will be moving into 15th position if he takes that.
By side this time as they cross the line. Petty and Dale Jarrett.
Now they would do well to let one of them let the other one go because they're holding each other up, and I think Dale Jarrett's going to do that now. Let Kyle draw
something on the racetrack or some type of fluid. Although he was very low on the racetrack, I don't know if it'll bring out a caution or not. We'll just have to see.
I would guess because of the threat of rain that NASCAR would perhaps not throw a caution as quickly as they normally would have, but of course they will if there is any type of danger to the other drivers. The reason for it, perhaps the NASCAR officials have been determined that there is some oil in portions of the race with their signboards indicating where their particular pit is. And here comes Bill Elliott, who was the leader, and the second place car of Dale Earnhardt. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
We'll show you both the front two cars pit stops. Bill Elliott on the top of your screen. Our split screen. Bottom is Dale Earnhardt. Crew going to the right side of the Earnhardt crew. Now he's spinning all the way down toward turn one while Elliott is already getting left side cars about halfway up pit road. Elliott's crew now getting into the car a little quicker. Jacking the left side up. Now they are around the left side of the Earnhardt car, pulling the Goodwin Chevrolet tires off. Remember, Earnhardt is all the way down toward turn one. Elliott is now moving down pit road. Earnhardt away, and by virtue of his pit selection, he will beat Bill Elliott back.
Pit positioning, very important for Dale Earnhardt. We talk about track position, but in that case it was pit position that allowed Dale to get out. The reason is because they're side by side. Okay, here we go, back to racing. Green flag back out on the 117th lap, with sprinkles being felt over MIS.
That's Mark Martin in second place. It's Jimmy Spencer in the 57 Pontiac. Gets between all the spots if he can get by those cars.
Yeah, he'd pick up about 5.
And Martin Lowe.
Sorry, Nick. That's okay. Hey, that was an exciting moment. And it still might be.
Ford against Pontiac. They're signaling to each other, it looked like. Mark raised his hand there for a moment.
He brought us in.
Driver Earnhardt has a lot of great qualities, but patience isn't one of them. So apparently he's not wasting any time getting to the front. He's watching the raindrops still following, although somewhat limited here. But you know something, guys? When he made the pit stop a little bit ago, and he pulled off a pit road, suddenly the rain started hitting the windshield, the conversation, and I'll paraphrase what was said on the radio in Earnhardt's crew, something like, heck, darn, shucks, doggone it.
Yeah.
And we watch from the Phillips 66 in-car camera carried by Dick Trickle.
And just before we put the camera on them, they've been running about 3 wide, but all of a sudden then they got single file.
How could they do that to us? Here's the face cam on Dick Trickle.
And the hose we see there is the air hose blowing cool air up in the face of Dick Trickle.
It's a fairly cool day.
Wilson is in the 75 car. Bell, Lion Oldsmobile. There's Ricky Rudd. Ooh, puff of smoke from Rick Wilson. Is that tire smoke?
I think it's tire smoke.
Mark is going to stretch it out. Look at this. 6 cars battling for position.
And that is for 8th through 12th.
Yep. Wilson and Earnhardt and Rudd and Cope and Marlin and Hillen.
Around about 7th. Get my arithmetic right.
Ricky Rudd's on the outside of Dale Earnhardt. He might have the preferred position. He takes a spot away. Earnhardt has to pull in behind him. Here comes Sterling Marlin trying to take over Derek Cope. Marlin, the blue 94, Derek Cope, the orange 10, Bobby Hill in the 8th.
Oh, he is all over Bill Elliott for 4th position. Brett Bodine taking the Quaker State Buick down low in the 4th turn. Right alongside Bill Elliott now as they come off the banking and into the 12 degrees process of banking in the tri-oval. He got the position, but Elliott battles back. Brett Bodine was in 4th position when they crossed the line, but now Bill goes low in turn number 1. Has to go up high to avoid Bill Venturini there in the number 35 car.
Brett did a fine job of using Venturini as a pick going into turn 1. What they going to do?
Well, he pitted on lap 105. He should come down pit road this next time, which will be lap 154. That means he had run 40. He is coming down pit road. In fact, Bill Elliott's making a pit stop right now. Let's go up to John Turner.
Bill Elliott pulls the Coors Ford in, right side tires going on, waiting to get every drop of Unocal gasoline in. 13.5 seconds, a very good pit stop. And we're waiting for Brett Bodine to come down pit road in just to battle lap.
He's headed toward you, the leader of the race.
He should have no trouble whatsoever going the rest of the way. He has now run 50 laps on one tank of fuel, and there's only 45 laps remaining. Robin Pemberton in the crew going to work on the right side of the car, changing 2 right side tires, cleaning the windshield, having a little trouble with the right front tire. That second can of fuel going in. Pemberton runs away, getting every last of fuel. Pemberton on the pit road. They're waiting for Mark Martin to get forward. He is away. Let's go to John Turner.
Brett Bodine, a very good pit stop. I didn't have a clock on it, but they smoked this one. They put on right side tires and filled it completely up with the gasoline, and Brett got out in a hurry.
So Brett Bodine with a good pit stop. He's back out.
Now, there shouldn't be any doubt about Earnhardt being able to go the rest of the distance because he only has about 82 miles to go.
He should be able to make it without any problem whatsoever. The number 15 car of Morgan Shepherd picks up the lead on the pit stops. There's Bobby Hillen racing right beside him in the number 8 Snickers Buick.
And that should be for the leader. Les Hillen, maybe he has made a pit stop. Okay, he has pitted, so he is just getting back at the lead lap then.
Morgan Shepherd remains the only one who has not pitted, the only one on the lead lap who has not pitted. He was in 17th position, but because of the pit stops has now taken off.
He's on pit road.
The pit stop, and you listen to conversation as Gary Nelson barked out the instructions. Get ready, okay, go. And 2 cans of gas went in, and the tires on the right side. Kyle Petty was down and away. The yellow flag is out at Michigan because of a crash out in turn number 3. The car involved is Dick Trickle, the Trop Arctic Pontiac. Also involved in the incident was Bobby Hillen. There's tire smoke coming from his car, but he's still out there running. Here is a replay of what happened.
It looked like Trickle was already in a spin. Hillen came by and clipped him as he was in the spin. Trickle backs into the outside wall once again. Already a lot of damage to the front end. And heading down into the grassed area.
And I'll tell you what, guys, as we look toward the north, there is rain just off of turn number 3 and turn number 4. At least that's the way it looks to me. You can see that it's coming.
Someone's coming in.
Well, yeah.
A bunch of cars.
Wallace is coming in. Harry Gant.
Wow. I don't understand that because, as they used to say down home, if it don't rain, it's going to miss a big chance. I'll tell you. Let's go to Jerry.
This is further proof, apparently, that they could not make it the rest of the way. Their calculations indicate they could make it only about 46, maybe 47 with a tailwind, but they could not go 48 laps, which would mean they were running out of gas on the white flag lap. So why not come on in, top it off, and meanwhile, they'll change 4 tires. Left side tires going on. Maycar putting the lug nuts back in place. John Dotson the left rear. Terry Dotson pulls the jack, and Rusty Wallace moves away.
Jerry Punch, I'm not mistaken if that 33 car behind him didn't really get a break on his caution flag, because I don't believe he had stopped, and he got a chance to stop, and he is still in the lead lap.
That was a break for Harry Gant. You're indeed right. Andy Petrie and the crew getting excellent gas mileage from the Skull car. Leo Jackson known, and you ought to know, Benny, you drove for Leo Jackson. He really can get gas mileage out of these cars, and Harry Gant is always strong here at Michigan Speedway.
Well, they're carrying Dick Trickle to the ambulance, but I'm not sure. They're racing in Bristol, and it is a great racetrack. The half-mile high bank facility at Bristol next Saturday night.
Busch 500. And here, the green flag waves at Michigan.
Well, I didn't think it was going to happen because the rain looks so close, but we are back under green. The scramble for position is going on. 3 wide into turn number 1.
Mark Martin got a great jump.
And there's trouble over in turn 2.
Oh, several cars are involved in a crash up in turn 2.
Ooh, Sterling Marlin, looks like.
Dale Earnhardt makes a pit stop under caution here.
That's amazing.
Well, I don't think he was happy with the way that car was running. He thought he had a flat tire. How about it, Jerry?
That's exactly it, Ned. You know, when we went to the restart a minute ago, we were listening in, and he apparently thought he had a tire going down when he went way high down in turns 1 and 2. Well, the car seemed to come back together the next lap or two, but they didn't want to take any chances. While they had a yellow flag, go ahead and come back in and get 4 tires. He is still very, very close, obviously, in the points race, but if you'd have a cut tire and smack the wall, this point battle could be over.
Following Earnhardt, now the crash is going to happen right behind Earnhardt. There it is.
Well, we see the 94 car back in the wall. Here comes the 48. He spins to try to avoid the 94. And along will come Derek Cope. I guess we're on up in there, and Cope is going to hit the 48 car.
And now from inside Derek Cope's car.
Okay, you see him spin in front of him. And then it goes blank. He can't see for a moment. He goes down to the inside. All the way.
What they do.
Boom! You know, as a matter of fact, this car did go to the wind tunnel. The first time that a Bob Whitcomb-owned car has ever been in a wind tunnel, this was the car. And look what poor Buddy Parrott does to it. Makes a sledgehammer to it.
Well, he had to get that sheet metal away from the tire, and that's the easiest way to do it.
Mark Martin is at the front of the field as they clean up the crash over in turn number 2 involving Ben Hess and Derek Cope and Sterling Marlin. On lap 178, the green flag comes back out and we are racing once again. Okay, Dale Earnhardt has led 49 laps and so has Mark Martin. So it's on Bill Elliott at number 9 as they go down the backstretch.
Those pressure tires that Rusty Wallace has on his Pontiac.
Position on the lead lap. But trouble has Sachs, and now Greg Sachs has Rusty Wallace in his rearview mirror.
Oh, Rick Wilson hits the wall coming off turn 2.
But saved it. Wow, boy, there was a lot of traffic behind him. That was
But apparently he did enough damage that he's going to have to come into the pits.
It'll be a tough break for the Kenny Bernstein-owned Quaker State Buick team.
Well, I should say, he slows it down and drops down off the banking, heads for pit road. Brett Bodine in the Quaker State Buick coming in after being black flagged and relinquishing 4th position.
Another driver that had a great run here today and had some of that luck that you talked about at the top of the show.
They're trying to get it back out there. Now he goes.
You can see that button for it.
Yep.
That they fastened up on the, probably to the roll bar just inside of the door.
All right, Mark Martin continues to lead and completes 100. Last time here in Michigan in June, he finished in 4th position.
That would be a big win for Jack Roush's car owner, whose business is down near Detroit. There's Davey Allison. Jack Roush's business is about 60, 70 miles away from here. 600 employees. Probably a lot over here today. Rooting for the boss.
Good battle here for 6th spot as Jeff Bodine and Davey Allison are wheel to wheel. You may be able to hear a little bit different sound from that number 11 car as it goes through turn number 1. They're using 180-degree headers on the car as they did at a race earlier this year, and it sounds a lot different than any other V8.
Yeah, it sounds like a V6, really.
10 laps to go. 10 to go for Mark Martin as we watch this race for 6th. Here is Martin moving into the 4th corner. There is the interval he has on Greg Sachs, and Darrell Waltrip has to be feeling good at his home in Tennessee if he's watching this race. There is Rusty Wallace and Bill Elliott and Ricky Rudd.
Ricky Rudd must have gotten a tremendous break, and all the cars pitted before the caution flag came out or something, because
there's Jeff Bodine and Davey Allison. They're 6th and 7th. And then 8th position belongs to Dale Earnhardt. Here he comes.
Elliott 4th. Ricky Rudd in the yellow car in 5th place. Rudd trying to make a move down on the inside of Bill Elliott off of turn 4. He gets up beside of him.
Touch.
Rusty Wallace smoked some tires pretty good through that 3rd and 4th corner the last time.
And 5th. Now Rudd heads to the outside in the effort to pass Bill Elliott. Does he have the momentum build up coming off the 2nd corner? I believe he does. Ricky Rudd for the moment has 4th, but nope, here comes Bill Elliott battling right back on the inside.
And that's just what Rusty Wallace likes, for them to be battling. That'll allow him to pull away a little bit.
This is a race for 4th spot. And here's a race for 6 right behind them.
Bodine and Davey Allison.
But hey, that was a great comeback by Rudd after running out of gas.
Yep.
Although he had some cautions after that, so Waddell Wilson and the crew have done it.
And Ned was correct. If one of these guys could get in front of the other, I think they might be able to race with Rusty Wallace. But Bill almost ran in the side of the 5 car that time.
And it's allowing Davey Allison, who has now moved away from Jeff Bodine, to move up on them.
Close in indeed. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for Mark Martin.
I don't say too much, but Greg Saxon gets a little bit closer to us.
You know, when Davey Allison came in for a stop early in the race, they had the hood up on that car.
Yeah, I thought he was all over for Davey. They worked and worked underneath the car.
Elliott swaps the position again with Rudd with now less than 5 laps to go.
Rudd comes once again. They're going to be side by side, exiting turn 4, coming down for the start-finish line. Back up.
Meanwhile, Davey Allison now begins to close in on Ricky Rudd.
There's Earnhardt. He only has a couple more laps to go.
And folks, when we do Victory Lane today, you may see the happiest race car driver of your life if Mark Martin was to win this thing.
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right here.
This is going to be a shootout right down to the end.
It sure is. Look at Davey Allison in the Haviland Ford. Take it to the low side. 2 laps to go. Allison and Rudd are wheel to wheel.
2 different grooves. Davey Allison running on the bottom, Ricky Rudd on top. But Rudd gets some momentum off the corner, maintains the position.
This time down, Mark Martin will receive the white flag, indicating 1 more lap to go. Here it is. Mark Martin gets the white flag. 1 more tour. Oh, and Kyle Petty is spinning. And Jimmy Means stops behind him, and the yellow flag is out. This race is going to end under caution. But the leader did not take the caution flag, so it will be a dash to the finish line. There is Martin holding the advantage down the backstretch. He heads for turn number 3.
That's why spotters are so important, because there is someone up high, visibility all the way around the racetrack, telling Mark Martin the track is clear. Come on.
And there's the 2nd place car on the right side of your screen. That's Greg Sachs. But here comes Mark Martin through the tri-oval. Mark Martin wins the Champion Spark Plug 400, the 2nd Winston Cup victory of his career. Look at this battle. Wallace, Elliott, and Rudd in that order. And then comes Dale Earnhardt. Let's go to Jerry Punch, who's with Steve Meal.
The other crews are coming by to congratulate. Here's Harold Elliott and Barry Dotson, May Carr, some of the Wallace crew coming by. Everyone congratulating you on an outstanding effort. Congratulations.
Well, I had a pair of sunglasses I wore at Richmond and I lost them. Hadn't been wearing them since. I put them back on today and we won again. So we're real pleased for Folgers, Valvoline, Ford Motor Company, all the people at ECS Rounds. Had a good day, led a lot of laps, made a few points. We're just tickled to death.
Now, what'd you tell him with about 10 laps to go? You were joking a little bit, saying, if you win this thing, we're not going to victory lane.
Well, we had trouble at Richmond, you know, and I just want to make sure we won this thing. We're not going to get too excited till we go through inspection, but we're as legal as can be. We won this thing.
Steve Mill, congratulations again, and the Folgers team will head to victory lane. Mark Martin getting his second win of the year.
Relatively easy victory over Greg Sachs. The real battle was for third spot, and here's the way it was decided as Rusty Wallace led Bill Elliott and Ricky Rudd off the fourth corner. Watch him dice for position. Elliott tried to go outside and take the spot, but Rusty held on to third, and he was able to hold off Ricky Rudd for fourth position. Let's go to victory lane, our road handler winner's circle interview with Jerry Punch.
And Mark Martin congratulating his crew, Robin Pemberton, Steve Mill. I tell you, they are all smiles there. Mark, congratulations on a great effort.
Oh, man, it was great. First of all, I want to say I wish you were here, Arlene, but golly, thank God for these guys, Folgers, Valvoline, Ford Motor Company. It was a great day. I had more horsepower than anybody out there and a great handling car.
Any close calls at all?
Well, I don't know. After the second, about after halfway through, I don't think I could lose unless something went wrong. Man, this thing was fast, and the boys, it handled so good it made me look real good.
An outstanding crew, an outstanding day here, Steve Mill. And here's a man that made it happen. Let me just say, Jack, I know you got to be happy. Not far away to Livonia, Michigan, your headquarters.
Yeah, we're real good. Glad to do close to home here. We couldn't be happier about it. We had bad luck last weekend. Had a flat tire at a bad time. We hadn't had our share of flat tires this year. I was sure sweating in that last time. We had several runs on the tires. They were good Goodyear tires today, and the Thunderbird really ran super.
Jack Roush and his driver, Mark Martin, along with team manager Steve Mill, Robin Pemberton, and the crew, all celebrating here in victory lane, the second win of the year.
All right, thanks, Jerry. Congratulations to Mark Martin. Here's a look at the top 20. Greg Sachs was second, followed by Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, and Ricky Rudd, finishing 6 through 10. Davey Allison, Jeff Bodine, Dale Earnhardt was 8th, followed by Morgan Shepherd and Dale Jarrett. Then 11 through 15, Alan Kowicki, our pole sitter. Butch Miller with a good run. Harry Gant, after coming back from broken shock absorber, finishes 13th, followed by Terry Labonte and Hut Strickland. 16 through 20, Kyle Petty, who spun on the last lap. Then Brett Bodine, a great run until the tailpipe dragged around the track. Dave Marcus, Derek Cope, and Sterling Marlin. There are your top 20 finishers. Now the points in Winston Cup competition. Mark Martin stretches his advantage over Dale Earnhardt. However, the other members of the top 5 remain in the same order. Our congratulations to Mark Martin on his win here this afternoon in the Champion Spark Plug 400 at Michigan International Speedway. And my thanks to Ned Jarrett and Benny Parsons for their help in the booth. John Kernan and Dr. Jerry Punch in the pit area. Don't forget Speed Week Friday night at 7:30, Motor Week at 7:30 Monday night. This is Bob Jenkins. Thank you for joining us. So long, everyone.